We welcome you to commemorate the life and legacy of Barrister Ranjit Mahanty. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty is the first Asian to top the formidable bar examination of London. He was one of the youngest lecturers of law at the Barcelona University of Spain. He preferred to join the hometown Orissa High Court than an excellent job offer from Singapore. He returned his hometown Cuttack and started his law practice in 1955. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty led the Orissa High Court bar, and under his leadership the bar came to fore during the dark days of 1975 emergency. The first public rally by the lawyers was organized under his leadership to protest against imposition of emergency. He played a crucial role to unite the nation, unshackle us, and withdrawal of emergency. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty got selected as chairman of Bar Council of India for 2 consecutive terms and strove to uphold the independence of judiciary. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty was the doyen of the bar and simultaneously was a great thinker, social engineer, harbinger of reforms in legal education and legal profession. He founded NLU, the National Law School University, in 1987. He was the brain behind the 5-year integrated law program. Currently, the NLU model are producing 5,500 best in class law students per year. We welcome you to commemorate the life and legacy of Barrister Ranjit Mahanty. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty is the first Asian to top the formidable bar examination of London. He was one of the youngest lecturers of law at the Barcelona University of Spain. He preferred to join the hometown Orissa High Court than an excellent job offer from Singapore. He returned his hometown Cuttack and started his law practice in 1955. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty led the Orissa High Court bar, and under his leadership the bar came to fore during the dark days of 1975 emergency. The first public rally by the lawyers was organized under his leadership to protest against imposition of emergency. He played a crucial role to unite the nation, unshackle us, and withdrawal of emergency. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty got selected as chairman of Bar Council of India for 2 consecutive terms and strove to uphold the independence of judiciary. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty was the doyen of the bar and simultaneously was a great thinker, social engineer, harbinger of reforms in legal education and legal profession. He founded NLU, the National Law School University, in 1987. He was the brain behind the 5-year integrated law program. Currently, the NLU model are producing 5,500 best in class law students per year. We welcome you to commemorate the life and legacy of Barrister Ranjit Mahanty. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty is the first Asian to top the formidable bar examination of London. He was one of the youngest lecturers of law at the Barcelona University of Spain. He preferred to join the hometown Orissa High Court than an excellent job offer from Singapore. He returned his hometown Cuttack and started his law practice in 1955. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty led the Orissa High Court bar, and under his leadership the bar came to fore during the dark days of 1975 emergency. The first public rally by the lawyers was organized under his leadership to protest against imposition of emergency. He played a crucial role to unite the nation, unshackle us, and withdrawal of emergency. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty got selected as chairman of Bar Council of India for 2 consecutive terms and strove to uphold the independence of judiciary. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty was the doyen of the bar and simultaneously was a great thinker, social engineer, harbinger of reforms in legal education and legal profession. He founded NLU, the National Law School University, in 1987. He was the brain behind the 5-year integrated law program. Currently, the NLU model are producing 5,500 best in class law students per year.
Hello, 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 hello.
ଶୁଭ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ମୋର ବିନମ୍ର ପ୍ରଣାମ। ଆଜି ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବର 2 ବାରିଷ୍ଟର ରଞ୍ଜିତ ମହାନ୍ତିଙ୍କ 36ତମ ପୁଣ୍ୟତିଥି। ବାହାରେ ଝିପଝିପ ବର୍ଷା, ଖଣ୍ଡ ଖଣ୍ଡ ଧଳା ମେଘ, ସବୁଜ ଶସ୍ୟରେ ଭରା ବସୁନ୍ଧରା, କାଶତଣ୍ଡିର ଚହଟ ହସ, ଧବଳ ଜ୍ୟୋତ୍ସ୍ନାର ପ୍ରକାଶ, ଭାଦ୍ରବର ବିଦାୟ ବେଳା, ଆଶ୍ୱିନର ଆଗମନ। ଠିକ୍ ସେହି ସମୟରେ ଆମ୍ଭେମାନେ ଉଚ୍ଚ ନ୍ୟାୟାଳୟ ସମ୍ମିଳନୀ କକ୍ଷରେ ଏକତ୍ରିତ ହୋଇଛୁ ଜଣେ ମହାନ ଆଇନଜ୍ଞଙ୍କୁ ମନେ ପକାଇବା ପାଇଁ। Esteemed guests, honorable judges, senior advocates, and all the people assembled here to pay homage to one of the greatest lawyer of our time, Barrister Ranjit Mahanty, a law scholar of repute, a person with undying spirit to serve the cause of common people, and a great son of soil. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty does not require any introduction here. He was a great leader and educationalist, and above all, a true visionary. He had realized that he has to come out of the comfort zone and to ride the occasion when time demanded so. Without further ado, let's commence this 36th commemorative function of late Barrister Ranjit Mahanty. We are delighted and honored to have with us our Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Harish Tandon, the Chief Justice of Orissa High Court, and our Honorable Keynote Speaker, Mr. Amal Kumar Ganguly, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India. Now I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Harish Tandon, Chief Justice of Orissa High Court, to adorn the chair on the dais. Now I request our Honorable Keynote Speaker, Mr. Amal Kumar Ganguly, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India, to adorn the chair. May I request Manoj Kumar Mishra, Senior Advocate and President Odisha High Court Bar Association, to adorn the chair. With equal pleasure, I invite Mr. Sanjit Mahanty, Senior Advocate and Convener Barrister Ranjit Mahanty Memorial Committee, to adorn the chair. It is my pleasure to invite Mr. Siddhartha Das, Advocate and Vice President Odisha High Court Bar Association, to adorn the dais. On behalf of Barrister Ranjit Mahanty Memorial Committee, we are proud to welcome all the dignitaries on the dais with a bucket of flower as a token of our respect and admiration. Now I request our Assistant Secretary Abhijit Das and Executive Body Member Satya Acharya, Jitu Sahu, Surendra Das, and Ashish Mahanty, please present the flower bouquet to our honorable dignitaries on the dais. Please put your hands together for our honorable dignitaries. Please give them a big round of applause. Let us take a moment to appreciate. Let us take a moment to appreciate the beauty and importance of flowers in our lives. Flowers are not just aesthetically pleasing, but they also symbolize hope, love, and peace. So I request our chief guest, keynote speaker, and all other dignitaries to pay floral tribute to the photo of late Barrister Ranjit Mahanty. Ashish. May I request Mr. Sanjit Mahanty, Senior Advocate and Convener Barrister Ranjit Mahanty Memorial Committee to deliver the welcome speech.
Good evening and welcome to all who are present in this hall to this 36th annual commemorative day function of late Barrister Ranjit Mahanty. At the outset, I cordially welcome our distinguished Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Harish Tandon, Chief Justice of Orissa High Court, who is gracefully present on the dais. I too cordially welcome the distinguished speaker of the function, Sri Amal Kumar Ganguly, Senior Advocate of Supreme Court of India, and also an eminent jurist who is also elegantly present on the dais. I extend a warm welcome and greetings to all the honorable sitting judges of the High Court and also the former judges of the High Court who are present in this hall physically and who are also watching the function virtually. I extend my greetings to Indrit Mahanty and Vishwit Mahanty, the illustrious son of late Barrister Ranjit Mahanty, who are present here. I welcome all my esteemed colleagues to the bar and dear members of the family of Barrister Ranjit Mahanty, Office Bearer of the High Court Bar Association and other Bar Association, members of Registry of Orissa High Court, and ladies and gentlemen witnessing this function both physically and virtually. Today is an auspicious day. The members of the bar and for me, particular this day when the doyen of the bar, my revered senior, eminent jurist, Barrister Ranjit Mahanty had left us for heavenly abode, but leaving behind his illustrious professional excellence and philanthropy, charity and vision. In the year 1989, that is to say 36 years ago, the soul of Barrister Mahanty passed away, but the spirit of his soul, his social legacy, continue to rule us, guide us, motivate us. It is not possible for me to complete the introduction of the Colossus, the Titan, within a few minutes of this time period which is allotted to me. But as a part of convention and custom, I may try to draw the brief outline of various facets of Mr. Ranjit Mahanty. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty was a thinker, visionary, and astute organizer and was instrumental in founding the National Law School of Bangalore. During his period, the Bangalore Law School has been established. Though he passed away at an early age, his vision for legal education, more particularly 5 years law course, has become a great success with NLU being established in almost all states. And it has been told 5,500 students are now reading in this NLU. NLU were established with a vision to provide the best legal education, which in turn thus served the country legal field. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty held the post of Vice Chairman of Bar Council of India as well as Chairman of Bar Council of India for 2 consecutive terms. He was the President of Orissa High Court Bar Association. He was the President of All Orissa Lawyers Association, led many trade unions. He had a unique ability and leadership to unite the masses with the bar, and he was revered all through the state, not only as a lawyer but also through a gentleman and mass appeal. He was a firm believer that without courage there cannot be truth, and without truth there cannot be virtue. He was also accessible to one and all, and he is an unparalleled defender of civil liberty. Today, when our democracy is in crossroads, Barrister Ranjit Mahanty thought that the survival of our democracy, unity, integrity of the nation depends on the realization of constitutional morality is no less than the constitutional legality. I pay my humble homage and redistribute to the great soul of Barrister Ranjit Mahanty and invoke his noble soul to guide us perpetually so that to enable us to serve the cause of justice most diligently and efficiently. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words which gave us a glance of memories of Barrister Ranjit Mahanty. Now, I request Mr. Subhavikas Munda Advocate to give introduction of honorable guest.
Honorable distinguished dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, I deem it a real privilege for having called upon to introduce the honorable guests of the function, Honorable Mr. Justice Harish Tandon, the Chief Justice of High Court of Orissa, the Honorable Chief Guest of the 36th Commemorative Function of late Barrister Ranjit Mahanty. Born on 16th November 1964, His Lordship Graduated from Calcutta University in the year 1983, passed out LLB examination conducted by the Calcutta University in the year 1989, was enrolled as an advocate on 26th of September 1989, started practicing in the High Court of Calcutta and conducted civil and constitutional matters. Lordship practiced mainly in the appellate side of the High Court at Calcutta and have also appeared before the City Civil Court, Debt Recovery Tribunal and Supreme Court of India. Lordship was elevated as a permanent judge of the High Court of Calcutta on 13th of April 2010 and was appointed as the Chief Justice of the High Court of Orissa on 26th of March 2025. Before elevation to the bench, Lordship had an extensive practice at the bar for a long span of 24 years. By dint of sheer hard work and perseverance, Lordship excelled in the legal profession and was considered as an astute lawyer. For his Lordship's sheer efficiency, honesty, and integrity, Lordship is well known across the country. While recommending Lordship's candidature to be the Chief Justice of Judicial Family of our state, the Honorable Supreme Court's Collegium resolved, and I quote, Justice Tandon is a senior Pune judge in his parent High Court. Before his elevation as a judge at the High Court, he practiced in the High Court at Calcutta in civil matters. He has acquired extensive practice experience in dispensing justice. He is considered to be a competent judge and possesses a high level of and conduct conduct required for a person holding high judicial office. Having regard to all relevant factors, the Collegium is of the considered view that Mr. Justice Harish Tandon is fit and suitable in all respects for being appointed as the Chief Justice of the Orissa High Court. The Collegium has therefore resolved to recommend that Mr. Justice Harish Tandon be appointed as the Chief Justice of the High Court of Orissa. Unquote. What was said by the Honorable Supreme Court, we are now witnessing in reality. This evening simply has been edifying, with His Lordship's adorning the dais as the chief guest. Mr. Amal Kumar Ganguly, learned senior advocate and distinguished jurist, Supreme Court of India, esteemed keynote speaker of the function, born on 30th of September 1950 in the state of West Bengal. After graduating in law, joined the bar and practiced law before the High Court of Calcutta and the Supreme Court of India. Designated as a senior advocate in the year 1986 and shouldered the responsibilities attached to the designation with unwavering diligence and commitment. Mr. A.K. Ganguly, London senior advocate, is a household name in the legal profession and fraternity, particularly in the fields of corporate law, taxation law, arbitration law, and constitutional law. London Senior Counsel has appeared in various constitutional matters, including enforcement of constitutional and fundamental rights, also in federal disputes between the state and the union concerning sharing of powers in multi-purpose interstate projects like Bhakra-Nangal project. He has also appeared in various interstate water disputes like Ravi-Veez water disputes, Kaveri water disputes, Krishna water dispute, and he has also appeared in cases under Companies Act, SEBI Act, Securities Contract Regulations Act, MRTP Act, Competition and Financing, Banking and IPR cases. He has also appeared in various taxation matters concerning indirect taxes, custom duty, also appeared as amicus curiae in many public interest litigation matters. London Senior Counsel is also a consultant in Delhi International Arbitration Center. He is an institution by himself. May I cite few of his remarkable achievements in the legal profession, which would suffice briefly introducing the institution. Memberships, International Institution, Vice President, Asian Society of International Law, Member, Executive Committee of the Governing Board, Union, International Desk Advocates, UIF Paris, Chartered Arbitrator, Singapore, International Arbitration Center, Chartered Arbitrator, Kuala Lumpur, Regional Center of Arbitration, Member, International Trade Law Development Committee, London, International Bar Association, Inter-Pacific Bar Association, London, Court of International Arbitration, National Institutions, President, Union Internationale des Advocates, India Chapter, Vice President, Indian Law Society of International Law. Member Academic Council, National Law University, NLU, Delhi. Member Academic Council and General Council, Gujarat, National Law University. Member Governing Body, Chanakya National Law University. Member of Indian Council of Arbitration. Member Advisory Committee, Delhi High Court International Arbitration Center. Publications as an author. Lawrence Senior Counsel has more than 100 of valuable publications to his credit, both national and international. A prolific and erudite author indeed. Award. Recipient of Justice V.R. Krishna Award, sponsored by Capital Foundation Society. We are extremely grateful to both of our distinguished guests for their gracious and inspiring presence on the dais. Thank you all.
Thank you, Shubha. May I request Mr. Manoj Kumar Mishra, Senior Advocate and President, Orissa High Court Bar Association, to deliver his presidential speech.
Good evening. Sorry. Good evening to all. Esteemed Chief Guest of the function, Honorable Mr. Justice Harish Tandon, the Chief Justice of Orissa High Court, esteemed keynote speaker, Dr. Amal Kumar Ganguly, Senior Advocate and Distinguished Jurist, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Judges of Orissa High Court, Honorable former judges, the convener of the Barrister Ranjit Memorial Committee, my dear friend Mr. Ranjit Mahanty, Senior Advocate, all the members of the Memorial Committee, and all our esteemed dignitaries, Mr. Siddhartha Das, Vice President of Orissa High Court Bar Association, and my fellow office bearers, learned senior members of the bar and legal fraternity, my colleagues, the members of the civil society at large, for watching us on YouTube, friends from electronic and print media, and the Registrar General who is present here. I feel greatly privileged and honored to have presided over this 36th commemorative day function of late Barrister Ranjit Mahanty on the second day of September 2025. This is a customary humble function organized each year in the precinct of High Court of Orissa in the great memories of legendary Barrister Ranjit Mahanty. I was a junior member of the bar when Barrister Ranjit Mahanty was used to be unanimously chosen president of the High Court bar, and at the same time was the chairman of apex statutory body of legal profession, that is Bar Council of India. I was deeply moved by his towering leadership and passion he was carrying for the profession. As the chairman of the BCI, Barrister Mahanty was pioneer in introducing 5 years course and establishing the first National Law University at Bangalore. He was the undisputed leader and patron of the entire legal community of Odisha. He was also reorganized all Odisha Law Association along with my great senior Dr. Bipin Bhai Ratha, and which was the organization was virtually died. But my senior Dr. Bipin Bhai Ratha and late Barrister Ranjit Mahanty, they reorganized the entire association and strengthened it. And he was also president of the association for long years. Now, he was also recognized as all Orissa Lawyers Association and was also the president of the association for many years. He was also the role model of new entrants to the legal profession, to whom Barrister Mahanty was the friend, philosopher, and guide. He was truly a legend of his time, and his legacy continues through we, the members of the bar. We are here to we are to hear our esteemed Chief Guest of the function, Honorable Justice Harish Tandon, the Chief Justice of Orissa High Court, and our keynote speaker, Dr. Amul Kumar Ganguly, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India. We have already had Mr. Sanjit Mahanty, Senior Advocate and convener of BRM Committee, who has appraised us so many fond memories of Doyen of the bar. Today's function is basically aimed at paying rich tribute to the stalwart of the bar, who during his short lifespan could not only earn fame for himself but also for the fraternity at large. His contribution to the legal profession fraternity are countless, and we stand today to bow down before the Colossus in gratitude. I, on my own behalf, as well on behalf of Memorial Committee, the members of the High Court Bar Association, and respected family members of the late Barrister Ranjit Mahanty, would humbly convey a heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed Chief Guest, Honorable Justice Tandon, Honorable Chief Justice of High Court, and our keynote speaker, Dr. Amul Kumar Ganguly, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India, for their gracious presence amidst us. I am thankful to all of you who are physically attending the function in such a large number, without whom the function would not have been marked a success. I would be sincere on my part to pay and express my gratitude to all other sources, and particularly the staff of the Bar Association for their able support and assistance. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for sharing some memories of Barrister Ranjit Mahanty with us. Now it's the time to express our gratitude. Here we have some mementos. There is small miniature replica of Barrister Ranjit Mahanty, a token of our appreciation. So I request our executive member, Mr. Asit Mahanty, please hand over the memento to our President Manoj Kumar Mishra. So I request Manoj Kumar Mishra to kindly present a memento to our Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Harish Tandon, Chief Justice of High Court of Orissa. Now I request our convener, Sri Sanjit Mahanty, to kindly present a memento to our Honorable Keynote Speaker, Mr. Amal Kumar Ganguly, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India. I request Sobhagya Das kindly cooperate. May I request our Chief Guest of the evening, Honorable Mr. Justice Harish Tandon, Chief Justice Odisha High Court, to enlighten us your valuable words. Sorry. I cordially invite our Honorable Keynote Speaker, Amal Kumar Ganguly, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India, to share their valuable insights and experiences. We are eagerly waiting for your key deliberation, sir.
Very good evening to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start my today's talk, it's not really a lecture. Let me first express my deep and heartfelt thanks for all of you. For me, coming to Odisha and the High Court is like homecoming. It's coming back home. That is the kind of feeling I always had. Can you hear? No. Okay. So for me, it's homecoming. It's not something I'm going away from. In fact, many years before, somebody asked me a question which is everybody, would ask generally while exchanging pleasantries, sir, where do you live? So I said, very difficult question. The person who asked that question was astounded. The lawyers can make very simple question very difficult. It's a simple thing. Where do you live? Now I had to answer him. I said, honestly, if I have to answer, I'll tell you. For me, if you had asked me, where do I stay or where do I exist? Very easy for me to say. I stay in Delhi. But if you say where do I live is very difficult because for me, I understand living is a concept. Living is not just animal existence. And you don't live by yourself, you live with your surroundings, with your friends, colleagues, warm, their love and affection. Well, if somebody has to ask me where do you live, I would definitely feel I am living in Odisha. I've always lived. Honorable Justice Harish Tandon, the Chief Justice of the Honorable High Court, who is the chief guest of today's function, Honorable Judges of the High Court of Orissa, Sri Manoj Kumar Mishra, Senior Advocate and President of the High Court Bar Association, Mr. Sanjit Mahanty, my dear old friend, Senior Advocate and Convener of the Barrister Ranjit Mahanty Memorial Committee, Mr. Siddharth Kumar Das, Advocate and Vice President of the High Court Bar Association, Choa Vikas Panda, Advocate Odisha High Court Bar Association, and distinguished members of the bar, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely thankful to Justice Ranjit Mahanty, Indrajit Mahanty, sorry, who is the worthy son of the stalwart. Sorry, there is some problem in the. So, am I audible now? I don't know. It's okay. I'm extremely thankful to Justice Indrajit Mahanty, a worthy son of the stalwart Barrister Ranjit Mahanty, for inviting me to join this commemorative function in the memory of his father and to deliver his talk. I'm also thankful to Sanjit Mahanty, the senior advocate and convener of the Barrister Ranjit Mahanty Memorial Committee, to have asked me to join this function as the keynote speaker. I also see here Biswajit Mahanty, the younger son of Barrister Ranjit Mahanty, who, following the footsteps of his father, has dedicated himself to the cause of education and particularly higher education, leading establishments of institutions like BMR IIT College. He is also the founder director of VRM Education Trust, in addition to various other activities for the development and promotion of education throughout the state of Orissa. He also runs an orphanage. This is his other side, which he has inherited from his father. He runs an orphanage of about 50 students in Cuttack. I'm grateful to each one of you for giving me this opportunity to reminisce about the dawn of the Orissa Bar, and indeed the most illustrious and revered members of the Indian Bar, Barrister Ranjit Mahanty. On 10th of August 1931, a bright star in the sky descended on the soil of Patna, the then capital of Bihar and Orissa, as they stood before their separation on 1st of April 1936. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty, however, grew up in Cuttack, the then capital of Orissa, and after completing his school in Cuttack, he joined the prestigious College of Salem College in Bombay, where he studied commerce, and after his graduation in 1951, he left for further studies to England. It was not surprising, given his intellectual acumen, that he stood first amongst the Asians to top the examination at the bar in England. Due to his passion for education, however, after completing his bar, he joined the Barcelona University in Spain as a law teacher. That was his passion for education. But soon he felt the urge, that was his inner call, to return back home and to serve his motherland. So he was back home. In 1955, after returning to Qatar, he was called to the bar, and in a very short span, he earned a recognition or to become a leader of the bar. His characteristic appearance in the court with his barrister's gown, I'm mentioning it specially about barrister's gown. He was very fond of his gown. And if those who have seen him wearing that gown, you know, the barrister's gown, even today, the English gown is there, more circular at the back. What we wear now, they are not the same time. But he was very fond of that. I don't know, he must have kept the gown for a long, long time. And he was very fond of it. And another barrister, I recall, who was equally fond of barrister's gown, he was a QC actually, but senior advocate, Mr. Sachin Chaudhary. You would have heard the big name. He was the finance minister during Pandit Nehru's regime, but a great lawyer. So he was also very fond of, he was a senior advocate, but he used to wear the barrister's gown and with a pouch at his back to carry his brief. That was typical character of some of the barristers. So Mr. Mahanty, I've seen him exactly, he didn't carry the pouch, but he was very fond of that gown of his. His concern for the well-being of the members of the bar and particularly the image of the bar council, both at the state level and at the all India level, the All Bar Council of India, was deep-rooted. Despite his extremely busy schedule in courts involving complicated matters with high stakes. Barrister Mahanty took out time to pursue his social activities, including his for the underprivileged sections of the society, and offered his professional services pro bono in numerous cases. His concern for the well-being of the bar made him to forego lucrative practice and to join the Bar Council of India. In 1979, he was elected as the vice chairman of the Bar Council of India, and in 1981, the chairman of the Bar Council of India, which position he continued to occupy for 2 consecutive terms. As a bar leader, he did not only take care to protect the interests of the members of the bar and to maintain their dignity and honor, he was also instrumental in bringing about several reforms to improve the functioning of the Bar Council of India. Barrister Mahanty's concern with the reputation of the bar and also the quality of the legal education made him bring about several reforms. It was at that time when he was acting as the chairman of the Bar Council of India that he nominated me as a member of 2 important committees in the Bar Council of India. One was the Ethics Committee and the other was Education Committee. I was not a member. I was nominated by him. When I inquired as to why did he choose me to be inducted to these committees, although I'm not an elected member, he simply smiled and he said, well, we need some competent, good people in these organizations. And that is why I've chosen you. That was the end of the discussion. Barrister Mahanty is remembered as a man of immense fairness. He had a rare ability to disagree without being disagreeable, to argue fearlessly, but yet respectfully, and to hold positions of power without ever allowing the power to hold him. These were the characteristics of that man. I feel extremely privileged to have so many personal contacts with him in so many cases, so many occasions. He was equally concerned about the independence of the judiciary, and particularly he was concerned also about the erosion of value that was, according to him, witnessed both in the bench and the bar. He gave his grave concern about such erosion of values, and his efforts to preserve them as well known and well reflected in several writings of his, which he used to write regularly in the magazine or the journal of the Bar Council of India, the Indian Bar Review. My association with Mr. Mahanty in some of the important cases which I want to share with you and my experience with him, what happened. He was appearing in a matter, a public sector undertaking in Orissa High Court. In short, the case involved a demand for a huge tax of about 40 crores in those days. You can imagine 40 crores in early 80s, how big it is. So he challenged that demand before the High Court, and on various grounds he sought an order that it should be stayed. Very many grounds he gave. Unfortunately, he couldn't succeed in his efforts, so the matter went to the Supreme Court. It so happened that I was interested to handle that case, and I was appearing in that matter. In those days, it was possible to mention the matter before the Chief Justice of India and to request for an urgent listing of the cases. Even before the matter is fully processed, it is subject to condition that it will be ready. It will be ready in the course of the day. So I mentioned to this matter before the Honorable Chief Justice of India. The reason why I sought an immediate hearing was that the demand was very high from PSU, whereas there were a large number of applications for refund of that company. The PSU was pending with the government. Those were not being decided. So it's a bit of an unfair situation. Demand is made and government is pursuing with full vigor. Refund applications are not being entertained, not being decided. So in such a situation, I approached the court and I said, you should give me the relief, and after all, it is a PSU. So the Chief Justice of India was very kind. He directed the matter to come up for hearing after 3 weeks and said no recoveries in the meantime. After that order was passed, I informed the officers of the PSU that please give me the details of all the applications for the refund that you say are pending before these authorities. For 2 weeks, they were complete silence. Nobody turned up. Just about the week when the matter was going to come up, some big officials come in a big delegation and they come and tell me, sir, there is a big mistake. What is that mistake? No, it is really not 40, it's something like 14 crores. But how does it happen? You are sworn in an affidavit. So they said it has happened because someone in their office in Bhubaneswar had gone to Mr. Ranjit Mahanty's office and they inquired from his office as to what were the mistakes involved in the pending application. And on that information, they sent a telex to their Delhi office, and based on that telex message, an affidavit was filed, and then application was filed. So on my advice, they filed an additional affidavit accepting their mistakes, tendering unconditional apology, etc. When the matter came up for hearing, I pleaded, first of all, kind of a guilty exercise in my apology to the court that there has been a serious mistake on the part of my client as well as for me. I took the responsibility as a counsel. I could have possibly checked, which there was not enough time for me to do so. Then Mr. Rafu was the advocate. I think he appeared for the state. The court inquired from him, Mr. Advocate General, what do you say now? But you know, Mr. Rafu was always very gastric. So he came out with full vigor. You have been misled, etc., etc. So the court asked him, we only want to know whether the subsequent statement is right or wrong. Because we know what has happened. He has already tendered apology. So he said, no, that statement is correct. So court said, very well. We will court advocate that all the refund applications to be taken up first. They will be adjudicated, and after the amounts are determined as to what amount is to be refunded, they'll make an adjustment of that amount and make a fresh demand for the balance amount. But although this was a great relief for everyone concerned, including Mr. Ranjit Mahanty, he came to me and he met me in some other matter and said, increasingly because of my involvement in public affairs, he was always a very social being also apart from being leader of the bar. Increasingly, I'm getting more and more involved in public affairs. So I'm not able to devote that much of time in such important matters I should do. So would you look for someone else? And on his advice, of course, I had the good fortune of getting another good friend, Mr. Vijay Kumar Mahan, as his successor to look after my cases in Orissa High Court. She is concerned for the Bar Council and its well-being and for the concern for the quality of the membership. Members of the bar were so high that there was an important case going on in Calcutta in those days, Calcutta High Court, before a single judge and a division bench, where a rule framed by the Bar Council of India was struck down. The rule prescribed that a student who has appeared and qualified in the LLB examination, but as a non-collegiate student, which means without pursuing a regular course of study for 3 consecutive years, without doing the moot courts, lectures, etc., etc. Such students, though they get a degree of LLB, but that will not be recognized for purposes of enrollment at the bar. This was challenged before the High Court of Calcutta. Rule was struck down by the single judge, Justice V.C. Ray, then the Rafiq Kumar, and the division bench upheld that. Justice M.M. Dutt, another judge who went to the Supreme Court eventually. Matters pending in Supreme Court appeal. Mr. Mahanty requested me, you have to help us in these matters and you have to act pro bono, as he was doing always. I accepted that offer. And in fact, that case ended in favor of upholding the rules by the Supreme Court. But the judgment was delivered only in 1993. I only regret that Mr. Mahanty could not see the end of his efforts in that case. It was one of the memorable cases that I recall where he was so passionately involved in the case and he was so concerned about the quality of the bar. Another very important case for which I had a very close association with him and with another gentleman involved. A famous case is called known as the Salsit case. A gentleman called Mr. Lard, he had a scientific background. He's not just a businessman, he was a scientist. He developed that from simple salseed oil, you can produce so many medicines and chocolates. That was not known to anybody. It is his invention. He got the presidential reward for his invention, and then he started an industry in Orissa. Actually, he started three setups of industry. He got a lease and from the government for picking up the sal seeds from the forest. But sometimes things go really wrong for no good reason. So government issued a notification saying that there is some kind of smuggling going on in the forest produce, and that is the preamble of the act, and therefore a notification has been issued banning all dealing with the forest produce except under a license and permit. But this industry was already having a license, but yet for good or bad reason, whatever be the reason, we do not know. The government took the stand, no, this exercise or activity is banned now because of the notification that we have issued. Mr. Ranjit Mahanty handled this matter in the High Court, and Mr. Ananga Patnaik, as he then was associated with him in assisting him in this case. Unfortunately, they lost the case in the High Court, so the matter went to the Supreme Court. I had the privilege of appearing for Mr. Ranjit Mahanty's clients, along with Mr. Falin Nariman and Mr. Akkar, the batch of matters actually. It so happened that the Supreme Court upheld his argument, which were advanced to us. Though he was present in Delhi, he declined to appear in the court formally, saying that it didn't bring me good luck in the case, in the High Court. I don't want to spoil your luck. Please go ahead. It so happened that after the Supreme Court accepted the argument and allowed the industry to go on and declared that the act didn't apply to salt seeds, the government very soon came out with another notification it applies only to salt seeds. Then on a second round of litigation, we had to lose the battle, obviously. He was a real visionary in so many matters. His commitment for the cause of education, and particularly education, legal education, was so much that you would be surprised when, as I said, he inducted me in one of the committees was the education committee. It's for the first time this committee suggested and recommended to the Bar Council that you must bring a change in the legal education system. In those days, the tradition was, most of you would know, that anyone who is unable to get any other course of activities, other studies, like engineering, medicine, or some other subject, they will join the law. It's very easy to get a, join a law college and get a degree. And after their success or failure is a different matter. That will be some other criteria decides as to who will be successful in this. We had, for example, the great Solicitor General of India, Mr. Lal Sinha, who was Advocate General for the state of Bihar for more than 2 decades. He failed in the examination for sub-judge, but became the Solicitor General of India and so many years as advocate, as a brilliant lawyer. So success and failure is different matter, but the cost of education was very much concerned. So you should do something about it. The committee recommended that we should get people, young blood at the beginning with a commitment, as you have for medicine and for engineering. One reason for doctors are, howsoever bad they are, there is a minimum standard. Engineers also, you will find they qualify at least some base. But for lawyers, it's very difficult to find what the base is. And so you have to provide that minimum base. So for that, we suggested you should have a new curriculum, have a commitment at the beginning from the lawyers. They should decide that they should join the law. And for what? We needed to improve the bar and also the bench. After all, how can you have good judges unless you have good members of the bar? So it's an integral process. Bench and bar go together. You have to integrate the two, and you must enhance the cause of the education and bring in this. So this recommendation was brought before the bar council. they approved, and Mr. Mahanty took it up in right earnestness, in full vigor at that time. A fortuitous situation which many of you would not know. Mr. Madhav Menon, he was actually a lecturer and professor in Delhi University. He used to come quite often and sit in the Bar Council of India's office. I don't know why he was coming. So I asked Mr. Mahanty quite a time, why is Professor Menon here? Because he was my teacher at one time when I was in the law school. He said, I don't know. He comes here. He loves all of us, I think. So he loves to see us. So I told him, don't waste his time. Use his valuable inputs. You have a magazine, a journal called of the Bar Association of India, Bar Council of India. Why don't make him an editor? Let him do this job. So he became an editor of that magazine. When this was going on, discussion, and this was approved by the Bar Council of India, it reached some of the ears of Justice Venkatramaya, then a judge in the Supreme Court. Justice Venkatramaya, in some meeting, informal meeting, assured us that he will speak to the concerned chief minister in his state and see if some land could be allotted for this purpose. Good enough, a land portion of land was allotted in Bangalore, but it was far away from the city. It was in some village. You have to cross the entire city, go to a village. Almost reaching the, Tamil Nadu border, kind of. It's that far, quite far. But anyway, some land was given. After the land was given, and they agreed to make some investment in the basic infrastructure, Professor Menon said, I am willing to take up the responsibility of starting these classes there, law classes. And I took a sabbatical from the Delhi University where he was teaching for a period of 5 years. And after I have established this for some years, I'll do it pro bono, free. I have no charges because he was already enrolled in a Delhi University. He can't get salary from both ends. So that's how the Bangalore Law School came up. And rest of the story is as you know. Today the country has as many as 26 national law schools. And all of you judges that you should know, you have so many interns working with you. You have a law school even in Orissa, and my other friend, Mr. B.K. Mahanty, was very much responsible for getting that institution in place. I had also very little role to play in his efforts. That was how Mr. Ranjit Mahanty was in Scotch for education. His commitment to social activities was also so great. I think in almost every evening, whenever I used to call him up, it was in those days very difficult to telephone. There was no mobile. So you had to call on a land phone. So I had to book the call and get him online. Most of the time I'll be told he is not there. What is he? He has gone to Puri. What is he doing in Puri? He is having a big public meeting. That was his involvement at the peak of his career. So much so in his other social and public activities. Sometime in the 70s, what happened in Assam, anti-Bengali agitation, and there was a repercussion of that in Orissa also, very minor, but it happened in Orissa also. He was the person who took up huge processions, and the entire thing was quashed at the threshold. There was hardly any agitation that in Orissa at least. Most important thing that he did was, I should have said that at the beginning first. Soon after the emergency was imposed, he was one person who organized public rallies in the open with the support of the members of the bar against imposition of emergency. And it spread very much later in other states. But Ranjit Mahanty was the first one to begin that agitation in this in the state as the leader of the bar. For me personally, speaking about Barrister Mahanty is not just recounting the history by paying homage to a life that lived with a purpose. He reminds us that greatness lies not only in what we achieve individually, but in what we leave behind for others. We are all there to see now what he has left behind us. Barrister Mahanty left behind institutions. Yes, more than that, he left behind ideals. ideals of fairness, ideals of discipline, ideals of integrity, ideals that we as members of the bar and the bench must continue to uphold. That was his vision. Ladies and gentlemen, the measure of a man is not merely in the offices that he held, but in the values he stood for. Barrister Mahanty stood for justice, for education, for dignity and honor of the legal profession as such. His name is etched forever in the annals of the Indian bar and in the hearts of those who he lived, whose lives he touched. We as a member, we remember him today. Let us rededicate ourselves to the ideals that he cherished, that law must serve society, that education must empower the youth, and that leadership must be rooted in humility and service. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and provoking deliberation. We'll cherish your words of wisdom and look forward to applying them in our personal and professional lives. May I request Honorable Justice Harish Tandon, Chief Justice of Orissa High Court, the chief guest of the evening, to enlighten us with your valuable words.
My brother and sister judges, Brother Justice Indrajit Mahanty, the fortunate son of a doyen of the bar, Barrister Ranjit Mahanty, my senior brothers, judges who are present in this occasion, the senior advocate, Mr. Amal Kumar Ganguly, whom I always have a greatest of respect whenever we meet in the corridors of the Supreme Court of India. We always cherish his presence and always enjoy a cup of coffee from a particular canteen. Uh, Mr. Sanjit Mahanty, the senior advocate and the convener of the Ranjit Mahanty Memorial Committee, the learned president, secretary, and other office bearers of the Orissa High Court Bar Association, the revered senior advocates, the members of the bar, ladies and gentlemen. It is very difficult to speak about a man who have excelled and achieved such a great height. And it is also very difficult to to bring within a particular four walls of this particular podium his achievements, what he accomplished in his life, not in shaping the judiciary or a law fraternity, but also the society. He always stood, though he left the heavenly board, but stood at the height in the sky like a scorching sun. And to say something, at least me, I am feeling really very uh, feeble in this regard to show any torch to such a scorching sun. What he achieved in the life has been succinctly narrated by my revered senior friend, Mr. Ganguly. Look at what a man in his span of, he said the short span of life because he left at a very early age, has achieved and remarkable contribution. What he left, the indelible mark in the legal fraternity, that is always cherished and will always be remembered. The senior advocate, Mr. Ganguly, has said many stories, many anecdotes, his association with him in many matters. This is really a resurrection of his presence today, and what other great tribute one can give in this particular occasion. If we remember the contributions, the dedications, the way he conducted his life on a particular day, I think that will be the greatest tribute to a man who is no longer with us. Uh, Apart from a legal luminaries or the doyen of a bar, and if I am not wrong, that he was called by the Lincoln Inn, uh, he still chose to return to a family, the family which he has in his motherland and a land of Lord Jagannath, and started his career and achieved to a great height, and also shaped the law, and also showed the path to the many juniors. He has left a legacy which is deeply embedded in the in the law fraternity. I mean, the members of the bar will definitely accept this, and the ethics and the discipline which the lawyer must possess. I think he has set an example which is remembered and will remain remembered by all and all the persons. He has left the two erudite sons who have also achieved a great height, who have also embarked the journey on the terrain which his father has set for him. And I just give tribute to such persons, and the memory which is resurrected by Mr. Ganguly, the senior advocate, will always be cherished by me in my rest of the period of my life. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, my lord. Your praises have not only graced the occasion but also motivated us. Now, I request Ms. Padmalaya Mahapatra, Advocate and Joint Secretary, Odisha High Court Bar Association, to conduct the book award ceremony.
Namaskar and good evening to all of you. Like every year, this year Barrister Ranjit Mahanty Memorial Committee has decided for distribution of books to some young and energetic advocates from different bar associations as a token of affection and encouragement. At first, I would like to call Mr. Kamalakanta Sethi from High Court Bar Association to receive the book. Mr. Kamalakanta Sethi from High Court Bar Association. Then Kalpana Priyadarshini from High Court Bar Association. Then Sibbu Das from High Court Bar Association. Then Rasmi Ranjan Sinha from High Court Bar Association. And Mamata Rani Patra from High Court Bar Association. Mamata Rani Patra from High Court Bar Association. I would like to call Miss Bisakha Bardhan from Katak Bar Association to receive the book. Bisakha Bardhan. Sri Satyanarayan Panda from Criminal Court Bar Association. Sri Sanjeev Kumar Sethi from Board of Revenue Bar Association. Arpit Sikdar from Cat Bar Association. From DRT, Biswambar Das. Barrister Ranjit Mahanty Memorial Committee has decided to distribute two lawyers to give the books as a token of appreciation, and they are Loknath Naik and Tarini Prasad Tripathi. Thank you all.
Thank you, Padmale. May I request Mr. Siddharth Das, Advocate and Vice President, Orissa High Court Bar Association, to give vote of thanks.
Respected Honorable the Chief Justice, Mr. Harishchandran Tandon, sir, the Chief Guest of the function, Dr. Amal Kumar Ganguly, Senior Advocate and Distinguished Jurist, Supreme Court of India, the learned keynote speaker of the function, Honorable Judges of the Orissa High Court present here, esteemed Senior Advocate Mr. Manoj Kumar Misra, President of High Court Bar Association, esteemed Senior Advocate Mr. Sanjit Mahanty, Convener of Barrister Ranjit Memorial Committee of the High Court Bar Association, office bearers of my esteemed Bar Association, learned senior members of the Bar, my dear friends, other dignitaries present in this auditorium, ladies and gentlemen, being the Vice President of the High Court Bar Association, I stand before you to propose the conventional vote of thanks. At the outset, on behalf of Barrister Ranjit Memorial Committee of the High Court Bar Association, I extended my heartfelt gratitude to our Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Harish Tandon, sir, the Chief Justice of Orissa High Court, for his gracious presence in the function and for his kind words spoken befitting to the occasion. We are equally indebted to Dr. Amal Kumar Ganguly, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India, for his illuminating and insightful deliberation made us complex legal issues of seminal importance. We are extremely thankful to Mr. Indrajit Mahanty, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India, the eldest son of greatest Barrister Ranjit Mahanty, whom we fondly call Gugi Bhai. We are further grateful to all the honorable judges of the Orissa High Court for their kind participation in the program physically and through hybrid mode. We are immensely grateful to the respected family members of the late Barrister Ranjit Mahanty and learned senior members of the bar, my fellow colleagues at the bar, the esteemed convener and members of the Barrister Ranjit Memorial Committee, the esteemed office bearer and staffs of the High Court Bar Association, volunteers, law students, members from the academy, esteemed members of the Registry of the Orissa High Court, friends from the media, and to all who have given their best to make this event a success. Our special thanks would go to Mr. Sanjay Mahapatra, advocate for his unique artistry in creating the spectacular ambience and for his all-round contribution to make the event truly edifying. I may be pardoned if I inadvertently missed any name worth mentioning. Finally, I thank all of you present here making this function a great success. Jai Jagannath. Namaskar.
Thank you, Mr. Siddharth Das, Vice President. Before we conclude our program, our keynote speaker, Mr. Amal Kumar Ganguly, will present a book to our Honorable Chief Justice, Harish Tandon sir, and our President Manoj Kumar Mishra. The book was written by our keynote speaker, Mr. Amal Kumar Ganguly, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court India. Thank you, sir. As we come to end this commemorative function, on behalf of everyone here, we would once again like to thank our esteemed guests for their invaluable contribution and for gracing us with their esteemed presence today. May I request our President to declare our meeting closed? I hereby declare the meeting closed. Thank you.